Final preparations for tomorrow's mass memorial service in honor of the 18 people who were killed in the Lusikisiki Massacre are underway. Police are still chasing leads for the suspects who opened fire on 2 homes in the Eastern Cape Town. Only 3 people, including an infant, survived the attack. My colleague Vuyo Mvoko joins us live with more. Vuyo, very good evening to you. Again, still remains one of the most shocking and traumatic incidents that we have faced as a country, this mass murder.
Indeed, Masa. In fact, we've spent the past couple of hours speaking to people in the villages, but also at a local soccer field where young people were playing a soccer match where they were taking their minds off this tragedy. Life, of course, has to go on, but they hadn't forgotten what happened on Saturday last week here, and their hearts and minds, everyone who spoke to there was saying their hearts and minds are with these people, and many of them will be attending that memorial service tomorrow. Like about 3 hours ago or so, we were here, and all that was here was this massive tent that we are told is going to accommodate over 5,000 people who are expected to form part of that memorial. And since then, and I'm going to walk out of shot so that just to give you a sense, even though it's a bit dark and we don't have excellent light, that hopefully you'll be able to see some of the workers who are busy putting the flooring here, and behind them are the chairs that have been lined up. 3 hours ago or so, there were no chairs, there was no floor here, and on this side you're seeing the screens that are going to project whatever images that would need to be projected tomorrow during the proceedings. The stage has been set, well, almost. It still has to be completed. You need the podiums and all those things that I've been told will be brought in tonight still. But everything seems almost ready. You see workers on this other side still bringing in the chairs into the room. So it does look like things are at an advanced stage right now. And outside, which we can show you, few other tents are being built for the Joint Operations Center, but also for medical and psychological facilities that will be provided to families who will be part of tomorrow's memorial service, but also to everyone else who may need it. I spoke earlier to the mayor, Nonkosi Pepper, who said this is what they will be trying to do, together, of course, with the provincial government, the police, and everyone else who is involved. Take a listen to what she has to say when you spoke to her a few hours ago.
Tomorrow was the wish for the families. We wanted to host a mass funeral as the government, but they requested that we do a mass memorial service, and they do their funerals separately as the way that they wish. So they also wanted to make it a point that their delegation will be part in terms of having a word to the people, because in reality of the matter, they didn't see themselves going past through this event before, when we as government we were not there for them. But now that we are there, they want to say a word also in terms of appreciating the efforts that the government has made to come to this far, which they don't end here. The effort doesn't end here. It goes far as to the funerals, separate funerals, as they have already identified specific dates for their funerals.
So the stage has been set. Everyone looking forward to proceedings tomorrow. The memorial service is expected to start at 10 a.m. And among those who will be speaking, in fact, the person who will be giving a keynote address. The families, as the mayor said, will be given a chance to also speak, and so will ministers of religion, the community, and everyone else. But the person who will be giving a keynote address is the Minister of Police, and that's Senzo Mchunu, who will have to assure this community that the police are on top of issues. He did promise during the week when he was here that the police are dealing with the matter and they're giving it the attention that it deserves. He also made that claim that a breakthrough has been achieved, and one person had been called in for questioning, and what is left now is for the police to finish their job. We will hear from him tomorrow whether indeed any progress has been made. Masa?
And Vuyo, while you're there as well, speaking to community members too, with the developments that have been made, one person having been called in for questioning, still the gunman being at large, not being apprehended, what kind of sense are you getting from community members about this crime, that those who were responsible are still not actually been found yet?
It's difficult for many people, to juxtapose the sometimes diametrically opposed feelings that they actually have. About 2 hours ago or so, we went to one homestead, and the father of one old man his son was running a tavern, a village tavern. Three months ago, people walked in, pretended to be customers. They left, and minutes later, they walked back, shot at everyone inside, killed his son, who was the tavern owner, as well as 3 other patrons. Since then, he tells us, the police haven't said a word to them. They haven't even updated them on the progress or whatever progress they may have made. Secondly, he tells us, his son left 3 daughters and his wife. Not one social worker or person from either the municipality or the social development department has actually come to offer any form of assistance to his family. But at the same time, he expresses hope that eventually his son's killers, but also the killers of these 18 people whose memorial service will be held tomorrow, will finally be brought to book. And it's difficult to balance that, he says, but that's exactly how he feels. And he echoes feelings and what people here have been saying the whole week, in the whole time that we've been here this week.
And, speaking of the keynote address as well, does he feel some sort of solace, or that there is some seriousness that will be put to crime in that area, a deeper focus as well, now that the police minister himself, Senzo Mchunu, will be there to try and assure the community as well that the police are on top of things? But he'll have a very difficult job at assuring that community when you have cases like the gentleman that you spoke to as well.
Well, fact of the matter, Masa, is that the police here don't have a particularly proud record. In fact, the 40-odd people interdisciplinary team that has been brought here to deal with to deal with this case, have actually said themselves that they are going to dust off a number of cases, that happened a while ago that have still not been resolved. The culprits have not been brought to book. In fact, they are still out there, looming large. They are unknown, right? So that then tells you that whatever hope people may have, it is hope because they really do want these criminals to be brought to book. But if they were to go according to the experiences, their lived experiences, there's really no reason for them to be hopeful. As we were going to that tavern that I'm talking about, which has since been closed, by the way, one of the locals was helping us, was taking us around. Everywhere we went, she was talking about, oh, in this homestead, the husband was killed, and the killers killed the husband only not before raping his wife and their kids. And then would move a few hundred meters up, and then says, you see that home there? A body was found next to that house, but the head was found elsewhere. And then we would go again, and then it says, oh, here, only last week, there was someone shot at the owner, at the old lady. She had come back from collecting her pension, and then they took the pension, and then they shot at her. Now, these are things that we don't get to hear, you know, from where we are sitting. And I asked the old man who, the father to the tavern owner, why is this, what is responsible for what we are hearing, what we are telling me, for what, the person who was taking us around was telling us. He says, well, we can only speculate. You know, it could be unemployment, you know, it could be drugs, you know, that have made their way into these areas. It could be fights for, you know, sources of income. We don't know, but we are appealing, to the police, but to the government also, to deal with issues of unemployment, issues of, you know, drug and alcohol abuse. We don't know, but the experts should tell us, but not only tell us, do something about what we are experiencing.
Something certainly has to be done. Vuyo, thank you so much for that report as well. That is Vuyo Mvoko, who is covering that memorial service that will be taking place tomorrow